Well, hello there. It's Pimpcron, also known as Scott, and I have now moved to YouTube. I have started a new channel called Let's Talk Tabletop, and it is very similar to the Pimpcron Warhammer podcast, although it's not exclusively about Warhammer anymore. It's just about tabletop stuff, painting and hobbying and anything under the sun that I feel like talking about, and it's been a really interesting journey so far. I have been researching and learning a lot about YouTube and getting that all to work and everything. And just like I said before, I would like to thank all of you beautiful, sexy, good-smelling Patreon patrons and my listeners for all these years of listening to the podcast. And hopefully, at least some of you will head over to YouTube and subscribe to Let's Talk Tabletop. And that is the new chapter in Pimpcron's story. I just wanted to let you all know that for all of you who have not yet heard. And I'm going to try to make this YouTube thing work. And I'm excited creatively because after 5 years of the podcast had become very, mundane and very mechanical. And I feel like I had talked about literally everything I could possibly talk about. And this YouTube thing has creatively gotten me really excited because I'm trying to learn about audio and lighting and, making videos and thumbnails and the algorithm and all that stuff. So I just wanted to share with you all that you can now follow me, videos, and see. The neat thing about this format is that you can actually see what I'm talking about versus just me telling you, oh, I painted this model. Well, now I can actually show you how I painted this model. And there's been some interest from my burgeoning community over there to see exactly how I paint, because I told everybody that I can paint a Gorgon from Beasts of Chaos. He's a monster. I can paint him in about 30 minutes, and people, including Patreon patron Fergie, said, no, I don't believe you. And Fergie called me an asshole, and I'm like, God, Fergie, that's rude. No, he didn't say all that, but he did say that he wanted proof that I actually could paint something in only a half hour. And I have a technique I've always used, but I'm coining the phrase dry lighting because it's basically just dry brushing and highlighting. It's very, very simple. And it is standard tabletop quality stuff. It's not Golden Demon award winning or anything like that, but it is really exciting for me to actually be able to show people what I'm doing. And actually today, the day that this goes live, I actually will have a time lapse. It's only one take, so it's not cut up or anything like that, but it's 4 times faster than normal. And it took me 32 minutes to paint the Break a Boss on Meyerbrut Troggoth or whatever for Cruel Boys. And it only took me 32 minutes including basing. So hopefully that's proof of concept for everyone that doesn't really know what dry lighting is and really doesn't believe I can paint something that big. And a Gorgon is actually bigger and has more open spaces than the Break-A-Boss does. So it was even faster to paint the Gorgon, but I don't have footage of that. So I'm very excited about this, and hopefully you will go check it out. And I think that's basically it. I'm just very happy of my legacy with the podcast, and I guess I went from articles to a podcast and now to YouTube. So I will no longer be Pimpcron. I am just Scott, because everybody in the brutality community of 4,200 people know me as Scott. And probably 99% of them don't even know me as Pimpcron. So I felt at this juncture to stick with the name Pimpcron just didn't make sense, being that my online persona typically is just Scott. And that's what I've decided to do. So I'm done being a cringe lord, guys. I'm done being an edge lord or whatever and aggravating people. It's just friendly, wholesome hobby stuff. And hopefully you'll join me over there. And if not, I greatly appreciate all your years of Patreon supportage and your listening and all of that. And I wish you all the best. And hopefully we'll see you around sometime. And in the meantime, if you ever feel like writing in, my new email, of course, pimpcron@gmail.com still exists, but my YouTube email is letstalktabletopscott@gmail.com. And Fergie has actually already emailed me through that. And my newest video coming out today is from Fergie. It shows his email and everything. I read the email aloud, and then he put me to the test, and I proved that mother sucker wrong. So anyway, thank you for so many years of listening to the Pimpcron Warhammer podcast, and hopefully I will see you around.